Aloha, this is Dr. Joe Kipo'o with the Power Compass Podcast, and welcome to today's episode. And today's episode is not going to be very long, but I think it's going to have a lot of information in it that will get you thinking, get you kind of realizing what certain thoughts that you might have going on inside your head that are actually keeping you stuck. They're keeping you blocked from being successful. They're keeping you blocked from being able to connect with the people you want to connect. They're keeping you from actually being able to accomplish the different goals and different dreams and visions that you have in your life that you want to be able to be accomplishing. So the thing that I want to be talking about today is the concept of be, do, have, rather than have, do, be, or do, have, be. Usually it's the have, do, be that a lot of us live in these days. And so let me explain a little bit what I'm talking about. So most of us these days, when we have something that we want to accomplish, we want to be a certain thing, we want to be able to create greater finances in our life, we want to be able to have more connected, more deeper relationships, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish in your life, most of the time, a lot of us default to the programming and to the thought process of have, do, be, which basically means that you think, well, if I have this particular thing, then I'll be able to do this particular thing, and then I will finally be able to be that particular thing in my life. So for a really good example is if I just had more money, then I would be able to start that business, and then I could be a successful business person, right? Or if I only had better looks, if I had a thinner body, then I could go out and start dating people, and then I could finally be married or have that relationship that I'm looking for. Okay? Can you see that thought process? That makes sense, right? That's what we've been told all these years of our life, that it's go ahead. What we need to do is that we need to have a certain thing to be able to then do those things, then be able to be what it is that you want to be. Well, the concept that I want you to start thinking about, especially this next coming weeks, I want you to think about the idea of be, do, have. And the way that this looks like is that, first of all, you really need to be thinking, okay, so what is it that I want to be? If I want to be in a deeper relationship, I want to be a more successful business person, I want to be a more financially free, whatever it might be. First of all, I want you to think about, what is it to be? What is it to be that particular thing? Some of us don't even think about what it is like the details behind what it is that we want to be. You know that you want to be successful financially, but what does that really look like for you? And so really what we should be starting at is we should be starting at looking at the details of what it is that we want to be, and to start seeing that in your daily life, meaning taking the time to visualize what it is that you want to be. And as you start to visualize, as you start to really paint a picture of what it is that you want to be mentally and feeling it emotionally, what naturally starts to happen is that things start to come together for you, where then you can see what it is that you really need to be doing. Because unfortunately, a lot of times these days, there are so many different things that we could be doing that we go out there and we just start doing, right? Because, okay, I want to have this thing, so I got to do. And so before you know it, you're doing all these things and you're super busy, but yet you're not getting anywhere. You're stuck, you're stopped, and you're not sure what's going on. Well, it's because what's happening is that we're doing things over and over and over again that aren't in alignment with what it is that we want to be. So if you take a moment and you just think about, okay, what does it mean for me to be this thing that I want to be? I want to be financially free. I want to be able to have a better business. I want to have better relationships. I want to be healthier, whatever it is. Start first by really getting down the details of what it is that you want to be. Write it down, journal it, put it into a Word document, whatever it is. Start writing down all the details. And then once you have those details down, you need to take time to visualize. Visualization is one of the most powerful things that you can get your mind engaged in, because especially these days, a lot of us are just seeing what's in front of us, and that's what we're going for. Whatever is placed in front of us, That's what we continue to look for, and that's what we can continue to seek after. When really what we should be doing is that we should be taking our minds, we should be directing it in a direction of where we want to go. But of course you can't do that unless you have the details of what it is that you want to be. So start by journaling, start by writing down the details of what you want to be. Visualize, take at least 5 or 10 minutes every single day to just sit still, take a moment, and visualize what it is that you want to be. Visualize those details, visualize those feelings. Visualize the people involved. Visualize, sometimes you might even visualize some of the actions that you might be taking to be able to be what it is that you want to be. And then the secret part of it all then is to let that go at the end of your visualization, and then be open for inspiration, be open for connection, be open for synchronicity to happen in your life. Just be open. Now that doesn't mean that you're now, after you're done visualizing, you're just going to sit and wait for things to come to you. No, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. In fact, I shouldn't say it doesn't work. That's not how it generally works. Sometimes things will just show up to you. That's the really cool thing about this whole process of getting your mind and your brain, this super awesome technology that we have in our mind that allows us to be able to draw things into our life. And you can draw really cool things into your life just by visualizing what it is that you want to be. But most of the time, what it is that you need to do is that you need to take action. You need to take inspired action. And inspired action comes when you have clarity in your mind of what it is that you want to be. And clarity comes through visualization. So as you visualize what it is that you want to be, what it is that you want to have, all those different details, then be ready for inspiration. And a lot of times inspiration may come as something very, very simple, and it might not even seem like that's even going to help you get to what it is that you want. But if you leave yourself open to inspiration and then take action on that inspiration, you'll find yourself starting to walk down that road to be able to actually get and have what it is that you've written out for yourself. Okay? So let me give you a really good example. And if you've listened to my podcast before, I've probably shared this before with you, but this is like one of my most favorite stories in the power of visualization and the power of be, do, have. So I knew that I wanted to go on a vacation and also a business trip with my wife over to Europe. I wanted to go to England and Ireland. And I needed to go to England, first of all, for training, and then I wanted to go to Ireland because I served a mission for my church in Ireland. I wanted to go there. It's been 18 years since I'd been there. I wanted to go visit with the people and reconnect with that land. I mean, I loved it over there. So, as you know, it can be a little pricey to get over there. And I had been looking at different flights online and so forth, and it was going to cost my wife and I about $2,500, which to me was totally worth it because I'd be with my wife, I'd be able to get the training, I'd be able to see the beautiful land over there. But I just thought, you know what, I could probably find a better deal if I give myself a little bit of time. So what I ended up started doing, I wrote down the details of what it would look like to actually be over there, to be with my wife, go through the training, be able to explore the land. And I started visualizing every day, maybe 5-10 minutes. I started doing this I probably did this for about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, where I was just really, really dedicated to my visualization and then waiting for inspired action. Now, the interesting thing was that I was not really getting any inspired action. So, because I didn't really feel like inspired, I did continue to look for deals online. I didn't really find anything different, but I stuck to my visualization. Well, one morning, as I was doing my visualization, I was sitting there just visualizing. I was actually driving on the left-hand side of the road because they drive on the left-hand side of the road there. I was driving on the left-hand side of the road, and I was just having fun talking to my wife. It was excellent visualization. And then all of a sudden, I got the very distinct prompting that it was time to go and buy my tickets. Now, I had looked at tickets the day before, and they were still about the same price. So I was like, well, I guess it's just time. I need to stop wasting time. Maybe the tickets are actually going to start going up. So maybe now I'm inspired to get my tickets before they actually go up, right? So I get online, open up my computer, type in all the information that I've been typing in, came up, and the exact same tickets I've been looking at that were for $2,500 for both my wife and I came up to be about $890 for both my wife and I. I was kind of flabbergasted. I was thinking to myself, wait a minute, I must have something wrong. So I put all the information in again. Enter, $890. I ran upstairs to my wife and I'm like, can you look at this for me? Can you make sure that this actually, did I put in everything right? And she's looking at it, she's like, we need to buy those tickets. So I did. I bought those tickets, got them right away. Within about 3 to 4 hours after that experience, the tickets went right back up to that $2,500 mark that I had been looking at. So that's the power of visualization. That's the power of first starting off with the B, then waiting for that inspired action, or even going out and taking action that you just feel like that, okay, that's the thing I need to do. And then allowing that gift to come into your life of having what it is what you want. Now, sometimes it's going to take a little bit longer than a couple weeks of visualization. You might be visualizing something for several months. It might even be a year. So sometimes you need to be really patient with the process, okay? I had an experience of visualizing that I was actually getting a free group of bees, a swarm of bees into my life, and it wasn't happening. Months went by, a year went by, and I thought, you know what? I think I'm going to be done with this for a while and just let that go. Well, I let it go. Several months later after I let it go, one of my friends actually told me, hey, I just caught a swarm of bees and I don't need it. Would you like the swarm of bees? So it happened. It happened. The timing was off a lot further down the road than I thought it was going to be, but it still came into my life. And that's the power of visualization, the be thinking with that be, do, have mentality. So hopefully you've got some value out of this video and out of this podcast, and that you can go forward and start applying that be, do, have mentality of realizing that you need to start here before you can actually materialize what you want out here, rather than trying to go out there and do, trying to do all these things and finally realize at the end that you're just frustrated and you're not getting what you want. So start with the mental, start with the B, start with that journaling exercise, start doing the visualization. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at Dr. Joe at mypowercompass.com. That's DRJOE at mypowercompass.com. Also, if you want to connect, I always offer people to have a free 60-minute call with me. You can get on that call. I like to call it the breakthrough call. And during that 60-minute call, we talk about the different frustrations and fears and challenges that you might be dealing with in your life right now. And we talk about what you can start doing to be able to start getting through those blocks, getting to that success that you want to create. So this is Dr. Joe Kipo'o here to help you create greater vision, greater direction, and achievement mastery in your life. Until next time, we'll see you then.